Hey, Stan, what you doing? Need a little help here, buddy? What you up to? What is this?
3%.
What is 3%?
Well, you know, I was just returned from Brazil, and I was working with churches and business people there, and we actually wrote a book that's now been translated into Portuguese called 3%.
I could have said that.
You got that, or 3%. And that was the motto of our conference and of some of the work we're doing.
Oh, so what's the significance of 3%?
Here's what we've discovered. Only 3% of the population takes time to say, this is my purpose in life.
Wow.
These are the goals that I have for the future before me. They then write them down. And then they work a plan for their completion. And what we've discovered is only 3% of the population do that, and they are the ones who achieve the most success in life.
Boy, I bet a lot of us think, more of us think we do this than really do it, huh?
When it comes right down to it, you know, we like to think we are, but it takes intentional, spirit-filled, and I would say prayer-filled work to be one of the 3%. And we're trying to figure out how to be that kind of a person, at the same time help others do that.
Now, we were away last Sunday, but I understand that Pastor John Reed, he sort of preached on this concept.
He's a goal setter. He talked about setting goals and the importance of it. Absolutely. He was talking about being a 3%.
You know, it's amazing. I was talking to a cousin of Susie's in Phoenix the other day, and their son has one of these new upstart companies that's going gangbusters. But one of the things they do on a regular basis is try to allow their people to take time off of work just to think about where they're going and what kind of person they want to become. In fact, over the holidays, he and his wife went off to a hotel, a massage, got a massage, sat by the pool, and just outlined what 2013 would look like for them and their marriage and for their family. And I'll tell you, I was very impressed.
I encourage every couple, every family, every business person, and everybody has a business, whether you're retired or not. How is your life going to be different in the year ahead of you? Be a 3%er.
How do you say it in Portuguese?
3%.
I could have said that. Okay, well, thank you, Stan. Well, I'll tell you, you know, as we approach the new year, that's exactly what we want to think of. How do we break out of the majority and become part of the minority of people that are really making a difference in our world, who are changing from the old ways, jumping into the new, and doing things that will have an eternal impact for God's kingdom? This coming Sunday, I'm going to be preaching from Romans and chapter 6. We're going to be talking about how we need to grab the new, and when we grab the new, we're going to release the old. And you know, think about that for a minute. If you've developed a critical attitude or maybe a negative spirit at times, you think, how could I ever change that? You know, my thesis is maybe you can't. But what you can do is start doing just the opposite. Instead of being negative, start complimenting your spouse. Billy Graham used to say, the way to surprise your wife the most is give her a compliment, you know. And if you were to compliment that person, it might help you change the old and teach you new ways. Or maybe you've developed an anger or a bitter spirit that you've harbored for years towards another person. Maybe it's hard to just let that go. But you know, if you jump into forgiveness and start looking for ways to forgive that person, maybe you'll see that bitterness start to evaporate. Or on a proactive way, you ask yourself, you know, Jesus said, be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And you say, you know, am I really impacting people for the kingdom of God? Maybe in the year 2013, you just simply need to take one person and target them by praying for them, doing acts of kindness and grace to them, and letting them know that they are important in your life. You know, the best part about the first part of the year is that it reminds us it's a new beginning, a new opportunity to grab the new and release the old. So this year, as a church family, let's spread out into our families and into our community. Let's reorder some of the stuff in our lives in a positive way and see God do what only He can do in our lives.